Good morning, we're about to hit the road. Ed's got a coffee on before we go, and I'm topping up the water on site. We were only down to 50%, it's back up to 75 already. But I like to have water on board. I know a lot of you have been in the comments that it's a schoolboy error that I'm driving with water on. Now if I was going to a campsite, that would be fine. But we are planning on doing a lot of wild camping, so I always like to carry at least kind of 3/4 of a tank of water with me.
And since we've got water to the pitch,
it's easy enough to fill up. And there you go, 100% full. Perfect, ready to go. And we're on the road again. So let me give you some stats as we're just leaving Amsterdam. Travel time, 8 hours, 58 minutes. So they're saying I've been driving for 9 hours. 20,416 miles on the van. And I've got a range left. I'm doing 25.6 to the gallon. It says I've got a range of 135 miles. So I hope I can get out of Holland without having to pay their extortionate fuel prices. But as Eddie just said, Germany's probably the same. But we'll find out when we get there. Let me fill you in on where we're at. We're on day 4 of our trip. We left on Friday. We did the weekend in Amsterdam, which was brilliant. Take Eddie there. I've been there 15 times now. I think my most frequented European city ever is Amsterdam, and I love it. I really do love it. There is something for everyone there. So it's Monday now. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, done. Amsterdam. It's Monday. We are going to try and make it to the Nurburgring for this evening, is the idea. But first off, we are going to stop at VB Air Suspension in Holland because they've invited us along to have a look at the facility and possibly take our motorhome on their test track. That would be exciting.
soon after.
Well, that was an awesome day. Did you enjoy yourself, Ed?
Very much so, yeah.
It was just a visit to VB in the Netherlands headquarters. They showed us all around. We had a lovely day. They got us lunch, and they even allowed me to run on the test track in our motorhome, which you've got to see the footage. But listen, that's going to come when we finished our summer trip. I'll save that video for you. In the meantime, we've got a racetrack to get to. Let's head to the Nurburgring.
So while Steve's been at VB today, I have been driving around in the Buzz because the Tesla is mangled from the accident a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, on my way back from visiting my aunt down in Tring, a warning light came on the dash about the tyres. So I now need to check my own tyres.
Okay, I was hoping to last with fuel till we got into Germany, although I don't know how much it is in Germany, but it was quite expensive when we arrived in Holland. But we've just found it at 167.9 a litre. Now, I've put in 82 litres, it's come to 138.03, which is £117, which I don't think is too bad, in fact. I think that's cheaper than the UK. So we've just filled up with fuel, we've just done some shopping, we're listening to a set Coldplay from Glastonbury on the radio. It's lovely. But we see a sign for Dusseldorf, and I just said to Ed, we'll be back here in 2 months' time. So yeah, we'll be back here at the end of August, for the caravan salon that we ain't been to for a few years. So if you haven't been to caravan salon, we highly recommend it. It's like the NEC show in October, but about 5 times bigger. So we're really looking forward to going there, that's all. And we're there for 3 days. It's going to take 3 days to get around that, I'll tell you that. Right, we have got 2 hours and 18 minutes, 170 kilometers to get to our destination for tonight, which is the Nurburgring.
3 hours later.
Okay, we've driven almost 3 hours south. We've made it to the Nurburgring. The place where we stayed last time was actually a little communal car park area just down the bottom of the hill by Samin Schmidt's restaurant, the Pistonklause. Look at that for a mouthful. That's where we went last time. I had some great food, so I want to go back. Ed wants to go back again, but I've just been down there and it's heaving, and it does say no overnight camping. So I've jumped on the Park for Night, and literally a few minutes up the road there is a hotel. It's €20 a night. It looks like it'd be a challenge getting out of it if it was wet, and some of the reviews say that, but it's dry. Fingers crossed it doesn't rain. We paid our €20. We've got a little ticket to put in the window. We're going to level up and go down to the Pistonklause and see if we can get some food. It is late, mind. It's 25 to 9, so fingers crossed they're still serving food. So we made it in, got seated down, but it is not only heaving, it's very, very hot. So we ordered some food and asked if we could sit outside in the nice fresh air, which is much better. I guess that's a sign of things to come though. When we get down to Turkey, it's going to be hot, hot, hot. But there we are. But we're at the Pistonklause restaurant. So if you don't know, it's Sabine Schmidt's family's restaurant. Unfortunately, she died a few years ago. And we were here, I think, 8 years ago with the kids. Had an amazing steak. But this time we just ordered a couple of pizzas, a couple of beers. That'll do us. And we're sharing 2 pizzas. We've got a Diavolo and a Pistonklause with strips of beef on it. Awesome. Enjoy, buddy. There you go. Was that good?
It was good, yeah.
That was really good. The Pistonklause, highly recommend it, guys, if you're over here. And back at the van. What a lovely evening after quite a long drive and a great afternoon at VBS Suspension. It was fantastic. We was honoured to be given the opportunity to have a look around and actually drive on their test track, which was great. Now, if you're wondering what this number is, I'll tell you in a moment. But at the weekend, we surpassed 41,000 subscribers on our main channel. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us and for liking and subscribing to the channel. So thank you for the support. Let's hope we can get to 50,000 subscribers at the end of this trip. But this here is how many subscribers I've got on my personal channel, Steve Radford. And if you've seen the video I put out recently, I'm threatening to put more videos out on that channel when I get back going away in the buzz. So if you're not subscribed to that channel, I'll put a link in the description. Let's see if we can get this number up as well. 2960. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the trip. So we haven't had to set up the agouti seats, so we've kept this area as a lounge, which has been kind of cool and handy. It's been my lounge. And Ed's got the area at the back, as he usually does. Normally Harry here and Eddie here. Of course, we've got all the cushions and their pillows waiting for when they get here. And we're at wild camping tonight. We're off grid tonight, so let's see how the batteries do. We're 97% right now, but we're not pulling much charge because we don't need the aircon on. It's quite cool out there tonight, so that'll still be 75-80% in the morning easy. Right, so it's Monday evening now. We've just spent the weekend in Amsterdam, and I better knuckle down and edit because I want to get the weekend's vlog edited and uploaded for you for Wednesday, so we're not too far behind. So I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning from the Nurburgring. You may be able to see just out the front window there, we're at Brunchen Corner, which is also known as YouTuber Corner. That's where they get a lot of the accidents and a lot of the good footage from the Nurburgring there. We woke up at the hotel this morning. We had a bit of a lazy lay-in. I got on with some video editing. He's 18, he likes a lay-in, doesn't he? But we got out of bed about 10:30 and moved on, and we've driven around a few areas around the track. Now, I found these areas around the track that I knew were good for viewing. I didn't know, can you drive there? Do you need to pay to get there? Is there a car park? Can you sit in your car and view it like a day like today? Because I tell you what, it's raining today and it's drizzling down. So it's good for spectating because, of course, the cars are going sideways. But I'm having two minds now whether to put this on the track. I don't think it's a good idea. I know I've had messages from you guys and Lindsay's uncomfortable. We're at the beginning of a 2-month trip around Europe and I want to go and put this on the Nurburgring on a rainy day like today. So I'm afraid that's probably off, guys, but we'll see if we can get a lap round the track or something like that. Let's see what it's like. But yeah, it's not for good weather out there, so we're going to just sit, chill in here, coffee machines on. We're going to watch the cars out the window. Look at the weather out there, it's just awful. There's still the odd car going around though, but it isn't that exciting here, so we're going to try and find another spot, see if that's any better. If not, since it's a rainy day, rainy days I like to take as driving days, so we might actually just move on from the Nurburgring today and jump ahead, and that will give us a day in the bank when the weather's better. Okay, we've moved to a new place and I've put the coat on and I've gone out there and I got soaking wet. It's just not the weather for spectating a racetrack right now. So that's it, a rainy day on the Nurburgring. Stocks play for us, it really does. I took some nice photos of cars going around, but it's not the weather to be spectating. And we thought we'd saw more accidents or something, but everyone's just taking it a bit easy, which is fair play, so you should do. And the other reason is I don't want to be taking this around in that weather. So it's probably a godsend. Things happen for a reason for me. So we are jumping on the road. I like driving on these rainy days. Might as well make use and get down to warmer climates and better weather. So we're heading across the country now to Nuremberg. Well, it's a lot of driving today, and in that weather, it's awful weather out there. So I've pulled over for a bit of a break. I've still got 3 hours left to go. And getting a bit hungry, so I've put a chicken korma in. And Ed's gone for chili cheese nuggets in the air fryer. They are beautiful. The chili cheese bites in the air fryer are fantastic. What do you guys like cooking in the air fryer? So we abandoned our plans for taking a motorhome on the Nurburgring today, which I'm kind of gutted about, but I'm also kind of happy about because I think all things happen for a reason. And maybe, because it is the beginning of our 2-month trip, and something could have happened to the van and scuppered our whole plan. So it's probably meant to be. I know Lindsay's going to be happy. So I got on the road and we've driven 4.5 hours southeast and we're in Nuremberg. Now we're planning on being here in a couple of days. So we're ahead of ourselves and we've got a day in the bank, which I always like. Of course, I've got massive plans that I've made, but nothing's booked. You know, I've spent days and days planning our route down here. You know, how I did it was I actually... I put in Istanbul to start off with, and then I saw the line it took us down there, and then I thought, right, well, that's kind of close to there, so we'll go there, and that's kind of close to there. So that's how we did it, really, and just followed it down and just kind of went out of our way a little bit because we're kind of going that way. Eddie's found us a great little stop on Park for Night. It's a free parking Platz, or Stellplatz, they call them here, and it's right by the Nazi rally grounds, which we're planning on going and visiting while we're here. So that's perfect. Right. Something to eat now, and then I've got to crack on with this video editing, because the first video from the weekend I'm going to try and upload for you tomorrow, Wednesday, so fingers crossed we can keep you up to date with our travels. Okay, for dinner tonight we're going to have a mix of what we've been buying here. We've got the croquettes there, we've got these pepinos and mozzarella sticks and some more jalapeno cheese bites. You like them, don't you? But we only have a small air fryer, so we'll be doing them bit by bit. So we've opened them all and we've put a nice little selection in there. It's fair to say dinner's gone down a treat. Very, very nice. It's like our own little Phoebo that we've created in the air fryer. Trying to get an 18-year-old ready in the morning. I mean, what are we, 11:15? He likes a lazy morning. And
well, hold on, I've been up since 8:30.
Been up since 8:30, apparently.
You were in bed when I got up.
I was in bed video editing. So there you go. But anyway, we're going to get dressed, get out now, have a little walk around Nuremberg for a few hours, and then hit the road again. We've been a couple of days wild camping, and we could both do with a decent shower and probably some washing. So we're looking forward to getting to Prague and getting some downtime and getting that done. And the video's 91% uploaded, and it's been uploading for hours. Hopefully it'll finish soon. So here's last night's park up. Cracking little park up. Many other motorhomes. It was actually quite full when we got here last night, and I shoehorned it in there. You'll see the stones here were actually a bit high, so I pushed the button on my air suspension and lifted the back so I could reverse it back there. There you go. How cool's that? Excuse me playing the music there, but we're on Big Street, where all the marches took place. I think it was 1933 to 45 or something.
Something like that.
Right. Wow. According to the architect Albert Speer, the Great Street was to be the central axis of the party grounds. It's 60 metres wide and was to be 2,000 metres long. Only 1,500 metres were completed for this, and 60,000 granite slabs were laid. It's known as Grosserstrasse, and at the end of the war, the US Army used the Great Street, or the Grosserstrasse, as a temporary airfield, and since 1968 the area served as a car park during major events. And behind me is the stadium, and it's meant to accommodate 400,000 people. But as Eddie informs me, it's only finished up to 45,000. It's eerie walking through here, isn't it? And the sound of the police in the background. Lindsay would say Born Identity, that's what that reminds her of. Talking to Linz, I wonder what she's up to.
So I've realised that a lot of the clips that I shot yesterday were actually in the wrong mode on the camera. I'm usually in this side of the camera, not that, so... It's only because the lighting in here is so different that I can see the screen better and realise there was an issue. Anyway, yesterday, what did I do? I did the month-end accounts, and I did a little less than I planned to because my back started to ache. But I did see the chiropractor, and also we got a new key ordered for the Tesla because it can't be collected and taken to the repair garage until we've got a key, and I don't know where the keys are. The house is upside down at the moment. Today I'm going to focus on updating our map, which is on our Roman Radford's website, and also I'm going to focus on writing some articles about the buzz. They should be going in VW type magazines and campervan type magazines. So while the boys are exploring and doing fun stuff, I'm sat at a desk doing admin stuff. Getting a bit bored and lonely now. It's not much fun. But I hope they're having a great time.
It's huge, but it would have been even bigger to accommodate 400,000 people as opposed to 45,000 people. So standing at the end of the big street, the Grosserstrasse, and looking over here at the stadium, it all looks a little kind of abandoned. And there's not a lot going on here, but I think there are events here, and I guess this place will fill up as a car park when there are events here. But looking around at it, I think it could probably do with being looked after a little more and doing up a little more, because it is a part of history. So the rally grounds are surrounded by the Dutzendijk. It's lovely parkland and lakes and what have you, with a lot of wildlife, and it's beautiful. We've had a lovely walk this morning, but it's time to head on. We're going to get back to the van, pack it up and hit the road. We're going to Prague. Right, let's hope we can get out of this no trouble, and let's see if the upload has finished whilst we've been away. Yes, it has. So you will have a video tonight. That took all night on the Starlink, that did. It's handy having Eddie, because he can do the fueling for me. Thanks, Ed. Right, Ed's just filled up for us. He's put 76 litres in, and it's come to 131 euros, which is £111.32. And a quick update on the mileage. We have done 863 miles so far, 20 hours and 20 minutes of driving, average speed 42 miles per hour, and average fuel consumption 25.1. Now it's dropped down because we did hit the autobahns yesterday and we got a bit of pace on the driving, that's all. So we've brought the miles per gallon down, but I'm still happy with 25. That's good. So as we're driving through different countries and different cities, I feel I want to give you my opinion of them. And the first one is of Nuremberg. As we were driving in and as we're driving out now, it gave me a feel of very Eastern Bloc architecture. It's a clean city, it's a lovely city, but the architecture felt a little bit Eastern Bloc. And although it is kind of eastish of Germany, it's more Bavarian, I guess, and we've certainly seen references to Bavaria in it, so there we are. I think it'd be interesting to see how the other cities as we go further south compare and how the architecture compares. So I'll give you my opinion. Okay, we've just pulled over in a service area after driving for nearly an hour after leaving Nuremberg, and we're grabbing a couple of quick noodles, that's all, for lunch. So, but I wanted to just check in with you and let you know, as we were leaving Nuremberg, there were signs for Prague, 3.5 hours away, and there were still signs for Prague. That was interesting. But also, Ed's been playing with Waze a lot, and he wanted me to try Waze out, you know, the navigation app. So we're running Waze, and we're comparing it to the TomTom, we're comparing it to Google. But Waze was saying it was going to take 45 minutes longer to get there, and we couldn't work out why, because we wasn't avoiding motorways. However, Waze has got a handy little feature that allows you to add your vignette. Now, a vignette is what you'll need for driving in some countries on the motorways, and the Czech Republic is one of those countries that you need a vignette for. So it gives you an option to add the vignette, otherwise it avoids the motorways. So we've checked, and it's a lot harder if you're over 3.5 ton, as it is in many countries. If you're up to 3.5 ton, you can just buy a vignette easy. Otherwise, you need a box, you need to record mileage. It gets a little bit more complicated over 3.5 ton. So we're going to go with the Waze way. We're going to avoid the motorways, and it's just adding around 45 minutes to the journey into Prague. Plus, it's generally a lot more scenic route if you take that way anyway. So after much driving, we've arrived in Prague, and we've just clocked over 1,000 miles since we got started. We're on day 6 now. And we're 1,038 miles in. So there we go. And it's asking for AdBlue as well, so I'll need to put that in when I stop. But I've got some in the bathroom that we brought with us, so we're all good. Right, let's find this campsite on the island in Prague. Right, we've arrived in Prague, and I've driven to the campsite that we stayed at last time, and I've got us a pitch, but just for tonight. He said that they're pretty booked tomorrow night, so I'm going to need to go back in the morning to see if they can accommodate us, or we're going to need to be off here by 11 o'clock in the morning. So not good. We wanted to do a couple of days in Prague. So just in case, we're going to get a shower now and head into Prague now. It's about 5:45. Let's have the evening in Prague, and then let's see what tomorrow's got in store. Right, freshened up with a shower. Got a grosh on the go. And we're going to head out now. I think it's 6:30. I've just put the first video out, and you seem to have loved it. It's gone down a treat. It's hit number 1 of 10, which I always like. So let's go and enjoy ourselves now. It has been a fast-paced last 5 or 6 days on the holiday. It really has. So yeah, let's go and enjoy Prague, and fingers crossed we can stay for another night, because he said we can only stay for one night because they're pretty full tomorrow, but he said to come back and ask, so we'll see. Right, we're walking for the ferry, but I thought I'd pop in reception and ask the guy if ferry's still on, and he's like, yeah, every 20 minutes I believe the ferry is, but he doesn't take anything but their own currency. But there is an app, and you can buy your tickets on the app, and it's just worked out about £1 each to use the ferry, so that's going to be ideal. And I think that's just like for any bus, train and what have you, it's just one ticket done. And looks like the ferry's just arrived. We've got the boat to ourselves, Ed. Hey, private romantic boat trip, eh? Well, that was quick and efficient, wasn't it? 3 minutes to get across it. But there we go, it goes every 20 minutes. So it's ideal for a campsite to here, but it only goes till 9 o'clock tonight. So if we stay out later than 9, we'll have to get an Uber back. But he looked up an Uber and it was like 4 or 5 quid.
Yeah, nothing.
So I think we're going to get good value here in Prague. So after activating your ticket for £1, you can then ride any of the public transport in the city for 30 minutes. So it's real good value. So we're on the tram now, and it's going to take us about 5 or 6 stops into the old town. Well, that would have been good if we'd got on the right tram. So we ended up going the wrong direction. Never mind, nice tram ride, mind. So Ed said he'd put us on the wrong tram just to give you guys some interesting content.
That's what I said, yeah.
Right, it's half an hour walk to where we need to be, or literally a few minutes in a boat for how much?
£4.
For £4. So he's ordered a taxi. Jump in, shift over. All right. Oh. Right, well there you go. Half an hour walk or £4.40 in a taxi. Take the taxi. And here we have the old town square. Right, where to first, Ed?
I don't know, something to eat.
Something to drink, no?
Have a drink first, then somewhere to eat.
And the famous clock, which was covered up last time we were here. Do you remember this? Look at that. Fantastic. Let's get a photo. Cheers, Edo.
Cheers.
Cheers. Proper bit. What have you ordered there, Ed?
Got a rabbit.
Looks fantastic. And I've ordered a pork with fries. So there's the restaurant. Restaurant U Parlamento that we ate in. 2 mains, 4 beers, 30 quid. It's for nothing. There you go, another beer. Cheers, Ed.
Cheers.
That is so tasty. Nice beer. And the architecture is really, really special here, isn't it? Fantastic. And there's the bridge behind me. Good morning. Well, I've gone and renewed for another night. When we checked in yesterday, the young lad said they're going to be fully booked today and should probably check in the morning if I can renew, which is bizarre because I've just had a look out there and it's practically empty. There are hardly any vans here. Anyway, it's 830 Czech, which is £28 and 21 pence for the 2 of us, the van and electric. So there you go, guys. For Central Prague, I'm happy with that. Don't forget, I'll leave a link in the description for this one. Also, we're back to basics on this one. We've opted to take a mocha pot with us on this trip. And it's a stainless steel one, so it does work on the induction hob. So there you go. Instead of taking the big coffee machine, back to basics. And you see I've got my Van Love t-shirt on today. We always miss Van Love because we're always out in Europe. But I believe there are still a few tickets available, guys. 19th, 20th, 21st of July. I'll leave a link in the description. But if you do go, let us know you get on because it's going to be one fantastic event. So I'm just about to top up the AdBlue, but I noticed that someone's tied a present here for us. Pegs. Someone's left us a bag of free pegs. That's really nice of them. I wonder how many of these AdBlues we're going to go through on this journey. Put a guess down in the comments. I reckon at least 4, maybe even 5. So there you go, there's another 10 litres of AdBlue put in. But let us know in the comments your guess on how many of these we're going to get through on our whole trip. So yesterday we paid £1 each and that got us 30 minutes of travel. And of course we jumped on the ferry and then that tram, the wrong tram. But since it's only £4.50 for an Uber right into where we want to go, we've just ordered an Uber. It's easy enough and he'll be here in 10 minutes. I've got to stop listening to Ed. He said, we're nearly there. Should we jump out of the taxi here? We did. And it was at the bottom of the stairs. And we had to climb all the way up the stairs to the top where the tower is and the castle is. But that's all right. I need the exercise. Anyway, I bought us a couple of tickets to have a look around. But not really us, really. It's more Lindsay. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, I did want to go up the tower, but it looks pretty busy, and I think that was 200 Czech just to get up there, 7 or 8 quid, just to have a look around, walk up more steps. So I think I'm probably going to give that a miss. I know the boy wants to hit some shops, so maybe we'll head down and do some shops. So after further wandering around the castle and into more exhibits, this time with guns, we then checked out the palace, and we were pretty much done with this area of Prague up on the hill. Yeah, wandering around these old places, taking in the old history. Not really me, to be honest with you. It's all about Lindsay when we get to these places, so don't know what we're doing here. Come on, Ed, let's go and find a bar or go shopping. Seen some pretty famous people have been in this bar, as you see behind me. I've got Desperado on the go, and Ed's got a Coke. Cheers, mate. So we found the Primark, didn't we? And we had quite a successful shop, didn't we, mate? He wanted a belt, I wanted some shorts, I wanted a little man pouch bag to carry me bits in, and we've ticked all boxes. So yeah, let's go and get a beer now. Another beer. Cheers, Ed. Okay, a couple of things to report. First of all, Eddie's not been asked for ID once. Not in any bar, have you, mate?
No, not once.
Well, not in Prague. In Amsterdam, every bar. Honestly, and in Prague, not one person's asked for ID. So that's the first thing to report. Second thing, I think I found the best beer in the world. I like a white beer as it is, but this stuff here is absolutely classic. Brilliant. Apparently it was voted best beer in the world in London in 2019, and I'd agree with that. So a Perimeter Weizen Weissbier. Ed's saying we've been to America 3 times and he's never tried Popeyes, so here we go. We have a selection of wings and a couple of burgers, and he's got a coconut shake. Go on, boy. Now that looks a great burger. How's it taste? Really good? Let's go in for the bite. That is a good burger. Oh, it's hot. It's so crispy on the outside, isn't it? Why haven't we got Popeyes in the UK? Have we got it in the UK? We need Popeyes in the UK. So apparently there is Popeyes in the UK, just not anywhere near Milton Keynes. So, but as soon as they are, we're not going to KFC anymore, because that was incredible. Ed's got a Johnny Walker Black Label, and I've just got a Pilsner. Cheers, mate. Okay, the heavens opened and we made it just in time to Letna Lookout Beer Garden, which has got a beautiful view out over Prague. And it seems to be a popular place as well, so there'll be quite a few people here. But it's also raining, so that's probably why it's undercover here. But yes, and you can get beer and whiskey. Cheers, buddy. Jameson's and Coke. It's just after 9:30 and we're back at the van already. We've had a great couple of days here. We've really enjoyed it. I can't believe the bang for buck you get compared to maybe Amsterdam. It's interesting. I still prefer Amsterdam, but goodness me, it's probably half the price or so here. Anyway, we're not having a late one tonight because I'm about to be off here by 11 tomorrow and we're hitting the road. Hope you've enjoyed the video, guys, and if you have, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, because the next stop on our trip to Turkey is Bratislava.